Unlock your path to financial freedom with Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What if everything you thought about money was wrong? Most of us are taught to go to school, get a good job, save for retirement, and hope for the best. But what if that's the very mindset keeping you trapped in financial stress? Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki flips conventional wisdom on its head, showing you how to escape the rat race, build wealth, and create a life of financial freedom. If you're ready to learn the secrets of the rich and take control of your financial future, let's break it down. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki shares the lessons he learned from two father figures. His biological father, the poor dad, was a highly educated man who believed in hard work, job security, and saving money. On the other hand, his best friend's father, the rich dad, was a self-made millionaire who taught Kiyosaki how to think about money, invest wisely, and create financial independence. The book contrasts these two approaches to money and life. Poor Dad followed the traditional path of getting a stable job and saving for the future, but he struggled financially. Rich Dad thought differently, focusing on building assets, taking calculated risks, and letting money work for him. The result? Financial freedom. Kiyosaki's key message is simple. Financial success isn't about how much money you earn. It's about what you do with that money and how you think about wealth. The book offers principles anyone can use to shift their mindset, start building wealth, and break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck grind. Principle 1. The rich don't work for money. One of the most eye-opening ideas in the book is that the rich don't work for money. While most people spend their lives trading time for wages, the wealthy focus on creating systems that generate passive income. Here's what this means. If you rely solely on a paycheck, your income is limited by the number of hours you can work. But if you invest in assets, like businesses, real estate, or stocks, your money can grow even when you're not actively working. This is how the rich achieve financial freedom. For example, Kiyosaki recalls working for Rich Dad as a young boy. Instead of paying him, Rich Dad taught him to think differently. He challenged Kiyosaki to find ways to earn money without relying on a paycheck, sparking his entrepreneurial mindset. If you want to adopt this principle, start small. Look for ways to generate income outside your job, like investing in a side hustle or setting up a savings account for future investments. But to do that effectively, you'll need to understand the next principle. Principle 2. Assets versus liabilities. Kiyosaki explains that one of the biggest mistakes people make is not understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. In simple terms, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out. Most people think of their home as their biggest asset. But if your home costs you money in mortgage payments, taxes, and maintenance, it's actually a liability. True assets are things like rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or businesses that generate income. This principle is a game changer because it shifts how you think about wealth. Instead of focusing on owning things that look valuable, focus on acquiring assets that create value over time. To get started, take a hard look at your finances. List everything you own and ask yourself, is this putting money in my pocket or taking money out? Once you understand this distinction, you can begin building a portfolio of assets. But why do so many people fail to do this? The answer lies in the next principle. Principle 3. Escaping the rat race. Most people are trapped in what Kiyosaki calls the rat race. They work hard, earn money, spend it on expenses and liabilities, and then work harder to make ends meet. It's an endless cycle that keeps them dependent on their jobs and prevents them from building wealth. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki to break free from this cycle by using his income to invest in assets. Instead of upgrading his lifestyle every time he earned more money, Rich Dad reinvested that extra income into businesses and investments. Over time, these assets generated enough passive income to cover his expenses, allowing him to achieve financial independence. To escape the rat race, start by living below your means. Avoid lifestyle inflation, buying bigger houses or fancier cars as your income increases, and focus on saving and investing instead. But to make these smart financial moves, you need to understand how money really works, which brings us to the next principle. Principle 4. Financial education is key. Kiyosaki emphasizes that traditional education doesn't prepare us for financial success. Schools teach us how to be good employees, but don't teach us how to manage money, invest, or build wealth. This lack of financial education is why so many people struggle with money, even if they have high-paying jobs. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki that financial literacy, understanding how money works and how to make it work for you, is the foundation of wealth building. This means learning about topics like investing, real estate, taxes, and business. You don't need to be an expert to start. Begin by reading books, listening to financial podcasts, or taking online courses. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to make smart financial decisions. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You also need to take action and embrace a mindset that welcomes risks, which leads us to the next principle. Principle 5. Take calculated risks. One of the key differences between the rich and everyone else is their willingness to take risks. Poor Dad played it safe, believing in job security and avoiding anything uncertain. Rich Dad, however, encouraged Kiyosaki to take calculated risks to grow his wealth. Kiyosaki's first big investment was a small piece of real estate. It wasn't a guaranteed success, but it taught him how to evaluate opportunities, manage risks, and think long-term. The lesson here isn't about gambling recklessly. It's about taking informed risks that have the potential to yield significant rewards. If you want to adopt this mindset, start small. Try investing in a stock, launching a side business, or exploring a new opportunity. Even if it doesn't work out perfectly, the experience will teach you valuable lessons that you can apply in the future. To truly maximize your potential, though, you need to change how you think about work itself. Principle 6. Work to learn, not to earn. Most people focus on finding high-paying jobs, but Kiyosaki argues that you should prioritize learning over earning. Early in his career, Kiyosaki worked in sales and marketing, not for the paycheck, but to gain skills that would later help him succeed in business. Rich Dad taught him that every job is an opportunity to learn. Whether it's improving your communication skills, understanding how businesses operate, or mastering negotiation, these lessons can be far more valuable than the salary you earn. Instead of chasing a bigger paycheck, ask yourself, what am I learning in this role that will help me achieve financial independence? Focus on acquiring knowledge and skills that will serve you in the long run. The principles in Rich Dad, Poor Dad are simple but powerful. Start by tracking your finances and understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Focus on building a portfolio of income-generating assets while keeping your expenses low. Invest in your financial education and don't be afraid to take small, calculated risks. Most importantly, shift your mindset. Stop saying, "I can't afford this," and start asking, "How can I afford this?" This subtle change in thinking can open up new opportunities and push you toward creative solutions. The journey to financial independence isn't easy, but it's worth it. The lessons in this book have transformed countless lives, and they can do the same for you. Remember, wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Take one step at a time, stay consistent, and keep learning. So, are you ready to take control of your financial future? The path to financial freedom starts with a single decision. Read the book, apply the lessons, and start building the life you've always dreamed of. Rich Dad, Poor Dad offers timeless lessons on financial literacy and independence. By adopting the mindset and strategies of the rich, you can pave the way for a brighter financial future. Don't just read about it. Start implementing these principles in your life today. And stay tuned for our next book summary, where we dive into the classic Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Discover the secrets to success and financial freedom that have inspired millions. Thank you, and keep listening.